guys, welcome to the flight today as we're down in Edinburgh with the FENIX A320 with Easyjet, and we're going to do a flight to London Luton Airport this evening. Once we land down in Luton, we're then going to go over to JFK, where we're going to depart out in for Washington, the Reagan Airport, for the visual. We'll fly visually through the river into the runway. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and comments down below. And now we get inside the cockpit, get the aircraft started up, ready for us to leave lovely Edinburgh today. So here we are in the FENIX A320. So we'll go overhead and we'll get the external power on, which is set, battery 1 and 2, and all of our fuel pumps, which can go on and checked. IRSs can both go on, which are set. Crew supply, emergency exit light can be armed, which is also checked. Get the beacon on, which can be set, as all our systems now get prepared to come in. Get in and light up all of our panels now, as we get the aircraft quickly set up for our departure. So we're going to be coming in from JFK to Washington with Delta, and we'll be leaving out today with Easyjet down to London Luton Airport. So that's all set for us, as we can see. Go into the FMC, get that all done, get all of our weights in, and set the aircraft up onto the initial. Echo Golf Papa Hotel and Echo Golf Golf Whiskey, which is set. Get the IRS, the line on rev, which is in, and confirm. As we now go, get our flight number, which is U2 4685. Departure, as we leave, our flight level is going to be 4350. Cost index is 46. Going to the flight plan, we're leaving out on runway 24. And we're leaving for the Corsair 1 Charlie, which is in. Insert that through, go down to our bottom of our flight plan where we can insert now. Go our airways, which is the Papa 600. That's going to take us to FENIX, the Lima 612. Which will take us to Elbus, the Uniform Lima 612. Okay, which is then going to take us to Listo. Insert that. Coming in on the arrival, we've got Listo 1 November. We're going to be coming in for the ILS 407. So I should imagine it would be the Listo 1 Lima. And we're going to be going via, as we go from Listo, we can transition for Abbott. Need to set this all up. So we'll go from Abbott, it should be checked. Okay, as we roll down, check for any discons. We'll sort out the flight plan once we get up. From here we go to our departure path. We'll get set in, sync the load sheet, we're going for 24, sync the QNH 1003. Fuel and everything's all on, as we've done that already. So 139, 140 and 142. Okay, which is in. We've got a flaps 1 and a 61 on the flex. Okay, which is checked, so that's all set for us. We'll go ahead and get the APU started. Okay, which is on, we'll turn the APU bleed on as well. Okay, which is checked. 1003 for the QNHs. Okay, going for a flight level 350. Okay, which is in. Okay, that's all checked. As we now just wait. IRS is going to be aligned in 6 minutes time, as it says. Not sure if we can get it on a quicker line, but either way, we'll wait for that to be done, and then we're literally just waiting to leave as we come through. So once the IRS comes in, that'll be us. VORs can all come on, which are checked. APUs are on, which is now rising. You see the EGT increasing and come back down to stabilise. 5 minutes, set the TCAS. So that's the TA, which is all set for us. And that is pretty much us all set with the aircraft now, as we just wait to leave. So we're just waiting for the IRS systems to align. Then once they're aligned, that'll be us all ready to go. APU bleed's on now, the APU is available. As we can see, 5 minutes to go, and then we are going to leave out of lovely Edinburgh. Down in for London Luton. Once the map comes on, you can have a look at the plan and see exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, so we're going to go through Abbott, good transition to Luton, NDB, as it comes around, see what it's got in store for us. It's got the List 01 Lima. So let's just have a look at the flight plan, see what we got. We've got the arrival in, which was 07. The approach is going via Abbott. As we can see, got Laurel and Luton. It will take Abbott, as we're going to come through from Listo, and then swing us straight round. So that should be all good for us. IRS in 4 minutes time. Taking a little while today to align. That's fine. APU is now running and available, so I'm going to get the aircraft all set and shut, so then we can get ready to go. So GPU can be switched off. Forward stairs, everything can shut. Okay, which is all good. APU is now switched over the bus. I was just waiting for the IRS. So 4 minutes to go, and then we'll get ready to push back out of the lovely Edinburgh. Check the taxi charts as we leave. There we're going out 2-4. So I roll on to Alpha, past the Delta hold, onto 2-4 for the 241, and that's where we'll depart out on our way to London Luton. Hope you guys are having a good evening. Just waiting for that now. Once that's ready, we can then disconnect and go straight on to takeoff. See how guys doing the walk around. Sun's out, weather's clear, it's not too bad. 2 minutes to go, and then we can push back and ready to leave. Everything will go into managed mode once we come online. One thing I do need to do is I need to put our weights in. That'll be good. So by the time we've done that, it should be ready to go. Okay, so we've got 59.538. Okay, and fuel is at 6.2. Okay, that's all in. So once the IRS is done, then we can get out of it. 2 minutes. Systems. So obviously we're waiting for the IRS. That'll come in. 1 minute to go. Okay, everything's all ready for us to leave. 1 minute, as soon as that IRS comes on, we're pushing straight back. EGT is now increasing for engine number 2, and we'll just wait for the bus to switch over, which it should have, and then we can go for engine number 1. Okay, there's engine number 2, engine number 1 now. As we go over here, logo number 1 can go on. Okay, there's a bus switching over. Okay, there's a back coming back. Switch the engine mode to normal. Which is set. APU bleed can be turned off. Propies, APU and everything can be set. We're all ready to go. Flap setting of 1, which can go in. Okay, so now we are all set and ready to leave. Now choosing manage mode, so we can now get ready to taxi on out. So parking brakes off, and we can power on up. Down, runway turn-offs, taxis. So we'll taxi up to 24, get the hell out of here, and then we can go over to JFK and do the runway for the visual, the river visual. My honest opinion, I do prefer the 737 to the Airbus. The Airbus is just too much is done for you when it comes to this aircraft, even down to the trim. Straight out, rolling takeoff. Takeoff config's done. Protective wind shear 1, auto, which are checked. All the way down to the end, and then we're going to blast out of it. So, cabin crew, take your seats for departure. But yeah, the 737 I prefer the most. There's just a lot more to do, sort of manual wise. Keeps you going in the cockpit. With the Airbus, everything's done for you, and it's just like, you know, it takes the fun out of setting everything up, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to get our strobes on straight away, as I'm going to get us straight out. Roll onto the runway, do a roll-in takeoff. Okay, So we can clear for takeoff. Yeah, for takeoff. As we line up now, powering up to 50%. Just fold on the column. Okay, stabilised, and so we go. Here's speed live. $100 neutral. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Okay, let's climb. How did I climb up? Track the slats, and then we go all ready to come in. There we go to our up speed now. Our slat retraction. As an only pilot can be engaged. Let's go up for 350. Ground spoilers can be turned on. Jar checked. Slat retraction just over 190. Okay, speed check, slats retracted. So it's now passed through 3006. TA can be switched on to TARA. Check the recall. Just normal. Systems are normal. Add an hour ride up. So it's just passed now 6,000. We'll then switch QNHs over to standard. And then we'll be all ready to go. 10,000, get the landing lights off. As we then rise up for 350. Check the approach in as well. As we do come, there's 25, the aircraft's holding. 6,000, once we leave 6,000, QNH is going to be switched back. There's got some nice views of the UK. Hey, BK my man. How you doing, pal? Yeah, we're going to be doing that. So as soon as we arrive down, then we're going to be going straight over to JFK, give that a crack. There's QNH for standard. See what we can do with the river visual. So, because I want to do the 737 with the Airbus. Like I say, the Airbus is just a little bit. It's just too easy to. You just bang the autopilot in and that's it done. There's no. You don't put the minimums in. It's all done through the FMC pretty much. So, I thought we'd get the 737 in, and then yeah, just see how we go from there. You know. So, landing lights, they'll go off after 10,000. Don't really even need them on now, to be honest with you. It's daylight, landing lights, runway turn-offs, taxis can go off. Okay, I'll release the cabin now as they're ready to leave. I'm just getting some of the views before we start that climb out. So yeah, we'll be going over with Delta, straight from JFK into the Washington regional. Then we'll do the river visual straight down into the runway. You can either follow the VOR straight down, or you can follow the river visual, or the visual straight down. So you can either follow the VOR down on the visual, or you can follow the river all the way around. So we'll take the river around, and that should be all good for us as we then depart out. So it's only going to be around 50 minutes on the flight deck. I'll be doing a lot more of the 747. It's a lot more in depth. So right now we're just holding in. You see we've got Goswell, so we may as well do from Maxi Goswell, then Gull. So just check in on the FMC. We've got FENIX, Goswell, and clear Goswell. Clear that. Get that in, that's that, and then the aircraft should bang through. So we've got Navic, and we've got FENIX, GAL, that's fine. So FENIX, GAL, FENIX, okay. So as we're right there, we may as well do a direct to FENIX. Okay, that brings us on to that left, and we can bend, we just need to delete some of the waypoints. And there's Luton, FENIX. And there we are, back on track. As we go into that left-hand turn now, passing through 10,000 feet, landing lights are all off. As we leave Edinburgh, ready for London Luton. So whilst we're on our way, we'll get things all set up, ready for the Washington flight. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go into plan mode. Go down through and check the waypoints as we come in. I just want to just have a look at them as we come through. Lose it to an Evo. Okay, that's fine. We're on Barkway all the way up. Yep, seems fine. Then we do the spin around for 07, which is all good for us there. That's now blast through. So just keep the aircraft stable as we rise up. Pass through 12,000. As you see progress. Also put in IXEG. That goes to distance 267. We're 266 miles away, and 315 but once we come down, so just around 30 minutes time, and then we'll get into the approach phase. That's passed through 16,000 feet. It's not a very spectacular flight, it's literally just going straight up, back down, but once we get into the 737 things will be a lot more chirpy. Yeah, no, it's fine, BK. There's no worries, pal. I just want to kind of get out of Europe, do more of the USA. It's got better scenery, much more better scenery, and more different approaches. Straight from the top of the country back down to the bottom. Get the Topa performance in as well for the Delta flight. Should be all good. And it shouldn't be too bad. Should be a nice arrival. 07 coming in, it'll be the circle to land pretty much. Go straight over Luton's NDB and follow it all the way to Charlie Foxtrot 07. Spin around into a right hand turn, and that's us all done, ready to go in for the approach. Park up, switch over, go straight into JFK, and then get ready to do the river visual, which should be really nice. That has passed through 21,000 feet. Yeah, it's been a little bit damp around here. It's been quite, it's been a little bit wet today. So I think the weather should be alright when we come down into Luton. It shouldn't be too bad. Check the METARs now, see what it's saying. So the METARs now overcast at 300 feet, mist, 210 at 11 knots. So should be alright. Minimums would be 200 feet anyway, coming down on the count one. So more to the point, looking forward to once we get back into the 737, because then we can actually start to do some more programming, you know. Much more to do. Once the autopilot goes on in the Airbus, that's it pretty much. I haven't gone really too in depth with it. It's quite a simple aircraft to fly. If you're a beginner, this is what you would fly on, I just imagine. 737 is more complex. Done a lot more study on it as well. So this is just one of them flights. Off for the climb 350. Okay, I'll bring the winds. It's okay. Shout out to 350. Then all the way back down, 2 steep past 20031. Heading to Rockley. So we'll see what happens. Our flight level 300. right, the waves now at 300. Probably until we get to our top of descent. A little bit of wind up here at the moment. Only a little bit choppy. Top of descent, 116 nautical miles, 0449. So around 15 minutes time, we'll then be getting ready for our top of descent. Also wait for that to happen. I'm going to get the total performance and everything for the Delta 737 flight from JFK to Washington. So I'm going to do that in the background, get that all prepared. Okay, so all the total performance is done now. We're ready for us to go to Washington. To the top of descent. Then we get ready. As we just pass the airport, straight down, in and around, and then spin around at the end of the runway for the Charlie Foxtrot. Hey, good evening, my man. Hope you're doing well, pal. Just about halfway now through the flight. Before we come down, we get to go into Washington. And I get to fly my favourite aircraft, the 737. Hope you're having a good evening, pal. Let's go in. W21011. On 00912. Yeah, just checked. Put it onto the minimums. Have a look at the arrival. Final. So for minimum 715 for 200. Okay, just checked. Landing config full 137 coming in. So that's everything there on the wind front done. There. Ah, for real, I hear that, pal. I hear that. Well, I'll be coming down in just around about 5-10 minutes time. Top percentage 54 nautical miles. So around 7 minutes, we're then going to start that descent down. London Luton. And then as soon as we get down, we're then going to switch over into the PMDG 737-800, riding with Delta from JFK over to Washington, where we're going to do the river visual straight down into lovely Washington today. So our arrival coming in, we've got a total performance as well for our D rates. We're coming in on 1.9 for the arrival on the visual. Yeah, it's definitely a nice flight, definitely a nice route, got nice scenery as well on our way, straight from the top to bottom, and then we'll fly it visually down into Washington, and then we'll just follow the river, and then as we follow the river, we'll come straight in for runway 19. Performance is already set for the arrival, so just pulled out, so that's all fine. So the Airbus is pretty much set up now, all the way in until we come through. Got an auto brake number 2, actually we can tell you number 1, we don't really need to come in that quick, it's going to be like 133 on the approach, 137 on the approach, so Takeoff brake number 2, that'll slow us down quick. Then come off, taxi to the gate, take a 1 minute break whilst we switch over the sim, and then we'll go straight to JFK. Yeah, I know what you mean. I remember trying to do that with X-Plane 11. The only problem is with the triggers, when you're powering up on the throttle, it literally powers up, but as soon as you take your finger off, it literally just goes straight back down again. It doesn't hold the throttle to where you put it. That's what I found with X-Plane 11. On the sim now, we're using the Thrustmaster T16000M, I think. So we've got two separate, separate throttle and joystick to run on different USBs. When I was using the Thrustmaster Hotus, they're sort of like conjoined through one wire. So it's just one USB. With these, they're separate. So you could use them if you had like a simulator setup. You could have one on the left, one on the right. Okay, so there's our top of descent, and literally from the top of descent, we're just going to run down all the way, then go die straight in from a Rumbo, then there's Barkway, and from Barkway, we're actually going to ride it in to the runway. As you can see, let's go to the flight plan, all the way down, and get to Barkway, then turn it around. Probably could switch that in from Rumbo to Luton, and as you've got Luton now, which is going to be the NDB. Oh yeah, there's the op, yeah, I remember you saying, mate. And from Barkway, spin it back down, so from Bombo, go straight to Luton. So we probably could, on the flight plan, instead of Abbott, which would be the arrival, which was 07, the approach via, we put Abbott, and with Luton to Luton, let's have a look quick. Cut straight down, so nah, we'll leave it as it is. We'll just cut direct in down to Luton from there. So we can cut Barkway out 6000 to 4. Cut Barkway, hit Bombo, that'll push us into the NDB. Okay, so that's all cleared. Then we've got one straight continuous left hand turn. We ride down into the airport. It's going to be the Luton NDB that we ride in for. Top descent's coming in. When we come down on the approach, we're going to be going for the 3000 from the locator, which is Luton, which is the initial fix. We'll run it straight down, 5.5 DME, straight out. We're then going to make a left-hand turn onto the 209 outbound, and then come back inbound onto the 029. That's going to hit us onto the 074 course. Then we've got the 109.15, which we can check. 109.15, the 074, 3-degree glide path, which we can confirm is here. And we're coming in for 137, so just under 743 feet per minute. Minimum 715 for a 200-foot decision. The elevation is 515, so 515. Take 515 away, that's 200 foot on the elevation for the decision height. And that's us pretty much all ready to go. We do have Zagzo in, we don't really need Zagzo now for the initial. We're going to basically ride it down straight in for Luton, and we'll get the NDB in as well. The NDB for Luton is 345. And there's Luton's NDB, which will fly in. I'll put 345 on the left hand side, so we can switch that over. So there's the ADF on the right, which will be Luton's. That'll come up in blue. Top of descent's coming in now. We'll drop down to 2,000 feet, okay, which is checked. As we are now ready for our top of descent. Then we'll go straight over to JFK, flying with Delta Airlines. We've got the type of performance for our D-rate takeoff out of JFK. We went out of 31 right, I think, or 31 left, not too sure. Then we're going to go straight in for the river visual for Washington to end up and finish on night. So that's us now ready to go. This is descent mode as the aircraft now leaves flight level 300. Got the ADF for Luton, which is here over on the left. Be on blue on the 737. As we now descend, seatbelt signs can now go on, which are checked. We get the taxi runway tunnel lights on as well, so they're already done for us. QNH is coming in, is going to be 1009, and we've got a full for a 137 on the reapproach. Check the recall quick, that's clear. The recall's fine there. Engines just check through. So once we land and then park up, we're going to switch over into JFK. Minimum 715 for 200 foot decision as the airport's 515 elevation. Now pass through flight level 265. Transition should be around 6,000 as well, which is right there. We've got flight level 200 on the straight. Did set a flight path was steep once we come down, but that's all cleared itself out now. Flight over 220. Robbie 15 and 6007. As we ride through, the aircraft will start slowing itself down. There's already. Ground spotters can be armed. As we get ready for London Luton Airport. Yeah, we hope we make a recovery soon, though. Hopefully you'll be back in the skies. Okay, so the aircraft's going to take care of everything now, as we have everything already set in for us. The landing system lights on. Just got us there, let's come in range with the ILS, the localizer. That will then spring to life, and then we can get ready to come in. That's past 223 now. Everything's managed, speed's managed. So basically, LNAV and VNAV is in. As we can see with the little dots, it's all managed speed. Managed heading, which would be LNAV, and with the altitude, which is managed, so that's practically like VNAV. Passing through 21,000. This is around 25 nautical miles, just under from Finma. And as we are right now, we're practically right in front, just to the left of us is the airport. 300 foot, as we check the minimums. The METAR, sorry. So we'll see if the METARs have changed at all. Okay, so METAR's overcast at 300 feet. Visibility is 9,000 meters. 1009 on the QNH, which we've already got set, and our winds are 210 at 10. That's flight level 190 now. You can see all of the cloud build up right in front of us, which we're going to go into. So should be a nice arrival in. Should see the runway visibility should become clear once we get down around 100 foot from our minimums. Then that'll be us all set and ready to come in for the arrival. Ground spotters are armed, auto brake set for medium. Coming in for 137. Sponsored through flight level 180, switch the QNHs over at 6,000 feet. And we'll park up, switch the screen and come in for JFK. I'm looking forward to the JFK flight, so we get back into the 737, get the programmer all up again. Get ready to come in. 1003, so I'm going to put that to 1009. 109.15 at 074. We're going to come in onto this left hand bend and then we'll follow it through for the right, pass over the NDD for Luton, and then that'll be us all set for the approach, ready to spin around back in for runway 07. It would have been runway 25, but I wanted to do 07, as 07 is it's a nice approach in for 07. As you come round over the airport, swing a left over to a right, and then back in. So it's definitely a nice approach. So there's that left-hand turn now as we make way towards Luton, just over 30 nautical miles before the turn, around 35. Pass through 15,000, the aircraft's going to hold. As we're then going to hit altitude constraints, 4,000 will be next. Flight level 15. Okay, continue to descend down now. We go down to 6,000. Aircraft's going to drop him. And we'll see how decel is going to happen on that. So all in all, it should be a nice arrival. I have coming in from this side before on the approach. That's it, mate. Just watch and learn more. Just gather your knowledge. Yeah, you learn more and more every day. As we're coming into 10,000 feet now, landing lights can go on, which are checked. In the cabin, let them know that we are getting ready. As we pass through 11,000 feet. As we pass through 10. Decel point. Let's see. I'm going to slow down. 250. Map speed brakes. Set our restricted speed. Take that down. 250. That's 250. We've got 2,000 feet, which the aircraft will hold once we pass over the NTB. Let's try to make the constraint. Speed brakes are open as we get the aircraft to slow down to 250. Let's pass over Bombo, put it back into managed speed mode. Ground spoilers are going to be back in. Rearm them. So once we pass Bombo, we'll put it back into managed mode. It's 250 for Bombo. That will hold all this way down. Or we can leave it out as managed mode, it doesn't really matter. Passing through 6,000. QNHs now, switch back. 1009. Which is checked. Also through 5,004 for 4,000 feet. Runway's going to be just over to our right now. It's going to be covered with the overcast. So the aircraft's moving just a little sluggish. And we descend down for 2,000 feet. What's that? As we can see, everything's all there set up for us accordingly. 254 coming inbound, so run straight over the runway, then backtrack round to the 074. A 220. In right for 4,000 down to 2. That's 4,000, 2,000 for the 07. So as soon as we pass over the NZB, the aircraft starts to descend again. Slow down to 185 before the left-hand turn. So the overcast is 300 feet. Everything is checked for the approach. We'll also brake set for medium. Ground spoilers are armed, the landing lights are on and checked, the cabin has been notified. We're all ready for the arrival now. So straight in, left hand turn, backtrack round to 074, and then we'll come inbound for runway 07. There's Luton NDB now, which is right here. That's where the aircraft starts descent again from 4,000 down to 2,000 feet. Slow down to 210 now. And we go to 185 before the left hand turn at the back. So brake. I was going to descend down for 2,000 feet now. As we pass over the NTB. See what the localizer in now is going to fly directly over the runway. Then spin around onto that left hand turn back onto the 209 and then intercepting for runway 07. So the airport will be just beneath us, around 3 nautical miles. You see the localizer just moving over to the right as we're going to go beneath it. So we'll get ourselves ready for the arrival. Then 2,000, 2,000 hold. Once we break into that left hand turn, we're going to slow the aircraft down to 185, drop the flaps, and that will drag us in, ready for that right hand turn so we don't overshoot. Okay, there's the altitude constraint for 3,000. there's a layer of overcast. Down to 300 feet the overcast is, so we should see it just about 100 feet before the minimums. Sending out to 2,000 feet. So we've got the landing checklist. Signs are on, cabin's ready, spoilers are armed, flaps will be set to full, we're just waiting for the landing gear. Just checked. Then we start the approach back in at 5.5, and we then start the arrival 4.5 from Luton in the localizer. So swing over to the left now. Just before the turn, we'll drop down to 185. Dip into the clouds once we reach the glide slope, so the glide slope's gone back up now as we move further away from the localizer. Very low once we come in on the approach. Get ready for that right hand turn. Approach can be armed. Down now, flaps 1, down to 180. Clouds will switch in any moment now. My man, good evening pal. Hope you're doing well, mate. I'm doing great, thanks mate. Hope you're having a good evening. 11 DME now, localizers captured. Aircraft will line itself up with the runway now. Hold 2000 till 4.5 DME, and then we'll start that descent down on the 3-degree glide path. So So for 137, which is pretty much 140, it's just under 750 a minute. So we'll see what we can do. Yeah, we can actually hear them through the headphones actually. Alright, go flaps 2, get down. Hey, get down, 3 green. Okay, 4.5 DME. Now we're going to start to slow down to flap setting. Flaps 3. Yeah, flaps 4. Now the reason I'm not going to do a cat landing is because when I tried it a couple of days ago, the aircraft decided to veer off to the right just on the flare. So we'll ride it right down to minimums if we have to. And then we'll disconnect last minute and then come in for the approach. Oh, there's a glide slope in now as we descend down. 1,400 AGL. So yeah, at the moment I don't trust the auto land. So that's why I would have done a Cat 2, but I'm not going to bother doing it because it just flares off right at the last minute. Went over to the right, used it on this same approach as well. But the aircraft just wasn't having it for some reason. So 1,400, 860 AGL. Visibility's alright. Now there's the aircraft, there's the airport in sight now. We've got it. So landing checklist, gears down 3 green, all brakes medium. Established for the Cat 1, runway's in sight, landing lights is down, cabin is ready, and we are ready for the approach. So there's only one thing left to do as we come through. So I'm going to disconnect my spoiler. 500 stable. So pilot's out. There we go. Out control, lift up.
100 above.
100 above, check. Very rocky.
Minimum.
Minimum continue. A little bit higher.
Sync rate.
40. 30.
That'll be a floater.
20. Retard.
Oh. Okay. Spoilers are up. Reversers are active. In the 737 it's alright, we've changed the sensitivity. With the Airbus, it's very different where we've changed the controls. Definitely. Slide it all the way down. So we come down, reversers can be stowed. Manual braking and off we pop. So yeah, the controls being sensitive, we turned them down for the 737. And that was the first time flying it with the controls sensitivity turned down. That was a little bit shaky, definitely. Down we come now, off alpha. The landing lights can be turned off. Down to taxi, get the master switch on as we get ready now to move off. Strobes can be set down. And then once we get over to stand, we're going to do it right on the front by the runway, and then we're going to move on to JFK for the 737. We've got the Topcat performance for the takeoffs, we've got the D-rate, and we can set the aircraft up for the river visual coming down into runway 19. So yeah, that was a little bit of a rocky one. With the PMDG it's very sensitive, so I've turned the sensitivity down, so once you push a little bit too far up, it goes straight into like a max, either a max pitch or a match bang. Okay, that's me retracted. So the brakes can be turned off. Okay, maybe you can be started. And welcome to London Luton. So we're going to do just around here. We're going to park up. We're not going to go down Delta, go around the back. We're going to park up right here. Then we'll switch over into the 737 and we'll arrive into JFK, where we'll leave for Washington, which should be a nice flight. Flight time's just around an hour, so probably around 57 minutes we'll get there for. I do prefer the Boeing, much more to do, much more to put in manual input. I find it just more enjoyable to fly. I do like the Airbus, it is different with the FENIX, but I do enjoy the 737 the most. That is the best aircraft. TRA now, going to be turned to TA. We're going to come in. Thanks, Anakin, my man. Glad you enjoyed it, Bear. Okay, so we're going to turn in here. Turn the aircraft around. We'll just roll into the stand. Okay, so there we are. Going to get the parking brake on and shift over the engines as they're both on, and that is us down in London Luton. So I'll be back in just a few moments time when we Okay, so here we are. Just need to change the fly live. And we're going to switch them through. So JFK to Washington, which is there. Just going to put Delta 457, that'll do. Okay. So we are now all set in the 737-800 cockpit with the lovely Delta Airlines. As you can see, lovely Delta, which is right there. I've already set up the payload, so the aircraft is ready to be set up and go. So now we can enjoy a little bit of the arrival as we do the visual into lovely Washington. So I'm just going to get the charts up before we do fly everything out. The IRS will be done pretty quick. So we've got JFK, which is coming in. We've got Washington once we come through. Create that up. Go get our plan that we're going to leave on the charts today. So we'll get the airport up. The SID leaving out, we're going to be going direct to Wavy. So that's going to be straight up as we leave straight out to Kennedy. It's going to be coming straight out of the water as well. So we could take, just going to go direct out, so I'm not going to bother too much about that. Once we come in for Washington, we're going to take the Delhi 3. Okay, here's the Delhi 3 RNAV. Okay, which we're going to take coming in. And then on the approach, we've got 19. We'll take the river visual. Okay, which is going to be from Fergie. Okay. And then we follow it all the way down. We can either follow it straight for the VOR from Fergie all the way down, or we can actually follow the river. We've got everything here, so I recommended at 1,800, just passing the 6 DME mark, 4 DME mark 1,500. As you can see, from Keybridge, 3 DME 900, and then all the way down into the runway 19, which is right there. Get the VOR for the DME in as well, so we know whereabouts we are, and that is us pretty much all set in, ready to leave. So it should be a really nice flight. I've been looking forward to doing this one this evening. So let's get prepared and go to Washington. So batteries on and guarded, standby power is guarded, ground power is on, which is checked. Emergency exit lights, get the chimes, fasten seatbelts, which are checked. IRS 1 and 2, test the flaps, which are set and checked. Flight recorder, which is tested and on. Voice recorder, which can go on. Packs can both go to auto. Isolation valves open. On for our flight level today, we're going for a flight level of 320. Okay, which is checked. And landing elevation coming into Washington today. Okay, it's going to be 13, we'll leave that at 0, which is fine. So, I'm going to go down into the FMC, get the route all set up. Okay. Okay, take the left GPS, punch that through. Everything will come on once the systems come on in just a few moments. Washington, which is going to come in. As we go on the departure, I'm going to be going direct straight out, so we've got runway 13 right, which is in and checked. From there on the route in for 13 right, then got direct to Wavy. From Wavy direct to MJ. I've just checked. MJ is going to take us to Juliet 174. That proceeds us to Zizzy. Zizzy will take us direct to Alpha Tango Romeo. Then we got direct to Laughlin. Laughlin is then going to be for the Delhi 3. So Delhi 3 for 19. That's obviously going to transition from Laughlin. We're coming in for, I'm not sure about the approach. We've got 19 for the RNAV. We'll just put the LDA, so that's the, yeah, we don't need the LDA. So I'm just going to put that in for 19. So we're going to come straight in for the river visual. So that should be fine for us. We'll check that out once we're up in the skies. Crest our perf, get that set for the departure. Okay, load that through. 320, which we're going in for. We'll leave 300, which is fine. 280 for Delhi, we'll change that through. The cost index is going to be 55, which is checked. 4-hour winds at 239 at 20. Okay, and that's going to give us our minus 37. Okay, just check. We'll change Delhi once we get up. On the D-rate for the takeoff, we've got a D-rate of 54. Normal takeoff, which is in, that's going to be flaps 5. Rolling through. On the winds, which are 160 at 13. Okay, which is checked. We'll also get the APU started up now. Yeah, which is also set. Okay, runway slope is up 0.0, so hasn't changed really. Alright, go back. Flaps 5, 137, 1342 and a 146. Center of gravity 4.76, which is checked. So TCAS can go to TA. Something over there that's triggering it off. Position, anti-collision lights which can go on. All done, get all our pumps in. Something in the middle is triggering off the performance, so pumps are all fine now. Electric 1 and 2, which can go on, which is checked. Get the APU gens, that's going to switch back, so the EGT comes back down now. And that is us literally ready to go. Get the APU bleed on, switch off the bleeds. Once that switches over, can then close the doors and get ready to push back. 1 and 2. There's the APU, which is switched. Going over to the flight director. 1, 2, 300. Which is checked. On for the speeds 146, so V2 plus 20 will be 166. Okay, which is checked. All the drop can be armed. Auto brake is to RTO, and we are now ready to go. So I'm going to call a pushback. Okay, standard L, 10 nose left. Okay, so I can start. I've got the nose right actually. I can start that up. And my parking brake's always off.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the
Okay,
tail
packs
to
are on.
our left. Roger that. Ready to push. Tail to the left. Parking brakes off.
Okay, parking brake's going to be set off.
Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
Okay, so we go over for engine number 2. See the start valve increase as the start valve is now open. 25% will inject fuel, and we see EGT start to increase. But the METAR's in as well, so we can check what the QNH is. 3003. Okay, 26, engine number 2 can come in. 3013. And it's all set. So there's something in front, just triggering out the performance side of things. There's engine number 2 come back. Okay, engine number 1 now.
Pushback complete. Parking brake, please.
Okay. Parking brake set.
Brake set.
Engine number 1 in.
Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the slip release from guidance on your left. Have a good flight.
See you soon, bye bye. Now we're going to follow it all the way around, then get in. So, engine number 1's now coming in. Train can go on, traffic can go on as well. So wait for engine number 1 to come through. There we go, switched over. That's 56%. Starter cutout's back. And we'll just get ready to leave now. So, get the APU bleeds, we'll just switch over to Gen, go to Gen 1. Pro peaks can now be switched on. Packs can go to auto, isolation valves auto, engine bleeds can go on with the APU bleed, the APU bleed can go off with the APU, engine start switch is continuous, ding the cabin, APU should go off any minute. Coming in for flaps 5. Which is there, and we are now ready to go. So as you can see, we are going to depart out straight out 13 right, straight up to Wavy. At the airport's diagram charts, there's 13 right, so we're going to come out, literally take a right, then go all the way up to the end. Okay. Which is centre of gravity, which we'll get in, which is at 476. Okay, which is also checked. So we are now ready to go. So parking brakes released, and we'll power on up to runway 13 right. Runway turn-offs, taxis are on, APU should be off. I don't know what's going on there. Bug. Got switched over. There we go. Leaving out on the track, 156, 130 coming in. So we come out and head to length 400 feet, we'll then get ILNAV in. Continue down. take a right, and that will lead us all the way down to runway 13 right. So just taxi all the way down and back. Aviation guy, good evening pal, hope you're doing well mate. So max 30 knots. Great to hear mate, glad you're well. So we head up Bravo now, all the way till the end, in line at 413 right. So 30 knots max, and then we'll line up onto 13 right, and then blast out, ready to do the river visual for runway 19 down in Washington. So it should be a really nice approach. We'll fly manually straight down the river and then into 19. So it should be a really fun approach. Okay, idle back now. So before takeoff, check, it's got the auto brake set to RTO, flaps are fired, we're just set, packs are auto, bleeds are on, and cabin is ready. Okay. I want to just taxi on through, go up, down, then we're going to move over to the right. So just a little veer off to the right. So there's a long old taxi down to 13. So the aircraft's ready to go once we get down. so 1-3 right, here we are. There's a crossover, we've got the stroke just going to go on and checked. As we now line up ready for takeoff. So here we are, 1-3 right. Got the 134. I don't think anyone else is going to engage. It might. This is like 5 degrees or so. So yeah, we'll engage after 400 feet, which is fine. So pre-arm or head and select. Everything else is all ready to go. So we've got our landing lights, which can go on. Runway tunnels, engine starts, which is continuous. Everything else is all set for us to leave. So there's only one thing left for us to do, and that is to push forward on the column, power up to 45%, and get the hell out of it. Okay, 45 stable, and so we go. Airspeed live. Check. Throw hold. 100 neutral.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
You're up. Okay, so V2 plus 20, which is going to be 176. 166, sorry. Okay, passing 400 feet now, whenever can be engaged. No, we're onto that left hand turn. Target power is still in. Climb power's up. So we'll now push forward up to 220. And just checked. There's the inner marker. As we come down now, start to speed up. As we proceed on to wavy, water brake can be turned off, gear can be turned off. Take a lovely look out. Sorry, his performance a little bit naff. So as we just hold in, we'll trim the aircraft down so it can hold in. There we go. That's passed through 3004. All the way up, speed check, flaps 1. Just reach out onto the ocean. Okay, there's flaps up. As we come through CMDA, which can go on, which is checked. Runway tunnel lights, taxis can be turned off, which are checked. Engine start switches can be turned off. Also through 5,000 feet now. Okay, tracking now to the 157. It's past 10,000 feet, get the engine start switches on, so 220 now holding, VNAV can go in, up to 250. VNAV speed, so the aircraft will pitch down to get to 250, then pitch back up. So the aircraft's following its ascent through from the speed. just want to check this one. We got fairly. Okay, so I'm going to check the route, check the plan, make sure that's all good. Okay, and it's got megs, trends and megs. Let's have a look at the runway visual. There's 9,000 feet, 10,000, we get the gear up and off. All the river, we need to go to Fergie. Okay. So on for Fergie, and then we've got a vector, we're just going to get out. Okay, so let's go to Fergie. Okay, so there's Fergie. Let's go to Megs, and we can swing the aircraft around. That should be good for us. Either way, once we get to Delhi, we're basically going to swing around. So we're going to go to Megs first, and then Fergie. So let's get Fergie in. Okay, so it's actually going to be a turnaround, and that'll be us as we come through onto the approach. So landing lights can now be turned off and checked, cabin can now be released. As we now ride up onto that right hand turn, which will get ready to go. So river visual, here we come. So what we do, we want to go in on the cruise, decimal will be 0, decimal 7A, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so enjoy the flight now as we get ready for that river visual in around 50 minutes time. Okay, we're making a right hand turn, which takes us on to the 234. Okay, just checked. Make sure for Fergie you've got 2001 on the arrival chart. Needs to be for around 3,000 feet. The river visual recommended 3,000 feet. Okay. Okay. 3,000. 4,000. Okay. Okay, it's checked. that's the constraint sorted out. Let's make a right hand turn now. Yeah, I am, mate. Q&A just now go back over to standard. So after takeoff checklist, gears up and off, no lights, flaps are up, no lights, auto brakes off, bleeds are auto, packs are auto, bleeds are on, and cabin has been released. Okay, as we're now on the 233, basically that's great, mate, welcome aboard. We did a Spanish flight a few days ago, I think we went yesterday. We've done a Spanish flight, absolutely lovely with the scenery over in Spain. That's one thing that I do like, is the scenery down in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Spain's got some lovely views as well. So at flight level 300, following the 234 track, top of climbs 14 nautical miles, we go to flight level 220 up to 300. Then we're going to come down, so I'll show you the approach that we're going to fly for the runway visual, which should be a really nice approach down. We're going to fly it manually, so I'm going to disconnect once we get down near to Fergie, as we've fixed the FMC up, ready to go. So I'll show you on the plan as well, which is going to be for 14 nautical miles. So this is the plan for the route coming in. Once we arrive down, Fergie is recommended for us to follow the arrival route down into runway 19. So once we get to Megs, we're going to spin the aircraft around and make sure the aircraft's fully slowed down as well. And then we're going to basically follow the river manually all the way through, past Darrick, which we've got Darrick right there. We'll enter in onto the river, and then we'll follow through with the DME. So from the 6th DME point, 1800 for the chain bridge, which is recommended, and then 1500 recommended for the Georgetown Reservoir, which is 4 DME out from the VOR, 3 DME for Key Bridge, and then we follow it all the way round, and that'll be us straight in for runway 19, the river visual. So aircraft may visually follow the river to the airport, or may proceed via the RNAV RMP 19 approach to Setok waypoint and then follow the river to the airport. So we're going to follow it visually all the way down the river, and that'll be us coming in for runway 19. So from Fergie, and then follow it down the river, and that'll be us set to come in. As from there to 19, you can see there's 2.75, we don't know, it's about 10 nautical miles out. 6 DME point, that's where we're going to start to get the aircraft ready and configured. So it should be a nice approach. It should be very spectacular coming in. There's the top of climb, there's the top of descent, and we're just over around 60 odd nautical miles, no 71 till we come in. So as we're still going up, I'm going to get the forecast in as well for the airport. So the METARs are coming in on for the winds. We have gone broken clouds at 5,005, broken at 25,000, 180 at 12, gusting 22, 10 statute miles, broken at 5,005 and 25,000. 3013, which we convert is going to be 1020. Okay, which is checked. Okay, then we're going to put 200 in. 100 and 50, which will be checked for us. Coming on the descent winds for the approach, we've got 205 at 3, 0. 10s 207 at 35. And then from there we've got our runway winds, which are going to be 180 at 22. Okay, which is in. You're going to see the top of descent points change. And there we are, we're all set for the approach. That's the forecast in. And we're all set now. Ready for a lovely Washington. So I'll be arriving there, as it says here on the progress. We'll be looking to arrive 21:10, 20:36, around 40 minutes time. We should be there already on the ground. Let's pass over the coast, then swing into that right hand bend, which will then take us down onto the 277. Nice and sunny. Well, we'll try our best, pal. Try our best. If we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. Okay, so now follow the track. Inbound 268. Okay, which is checked. There's our top of decent. I'll plug that in 3,000 feet. Okay, which is also checked. Mission signs going to get ready. Have to get ready to descend now into lovely Washington. Alright, 7.9 DME. Top of descent. That was now powering back. I'll put the engine anti-ice on, but we'll leave that for now. We'll get our landing, so 46 to 52, which is 0.6, which would be 63.6. Okay, which is in. Perhaps 30, 146. Gust into 18, plus a 9 that. Okay, one second, auto brake number 3. Focal deviation point as we start to descend now into lovely Washington. We'll get runway turn off taxis, so we don't have to worry about them. 3,000 feet, which is in and checked. Central flight level 2A, passing 18,000, when the switch to QNH is over. Which is going to be 3013. So it should be a rocky one. Be a little bit of rockiness as we come in, a little bit turbulent. Apart from that, it should be quite nice. Over 2 seconds, coming down 2,300 feet per minute. Oh, flight path angle is 3.0, local bearing is 3.1. So we are on par, 2,300 feet per minute, vertical speed down for us to reach billet. 24419, and then by the time we get down to Fergie, which is going to be for 3,000, once we go into that left hand turn for Megs, then we're going to disconnect, get the aircraft all ready for the visual approach. Passing through 25,000. I'll make that right hand turn, which takes us to 277. DCA points just in, where you can see that'll be around 10,000 feet. So it's all going to be run visually down from Fergie into 19. So once we make that left hand turn for Megs, we get the aircraft configured, slowed right down and that'll be us in for the approach. 155 at Fergie, which is set. Then we come down to runway 19. So Washington, here we come. That's in 22,000 feet. Thousand feet, which we're going to level off for. Let's get ready and in. So we've got a head-up display as well. It's quite nice. Passing 19,000 feet now, we get the skew nature switched over, which is 3013. Energy cell, that'll be set cross shades on either sides. Sweep brake, which can be armed, green light. So time for the river visual. Enter the Ronald Reagan Washington Airport. Pass through 16,002. 277 is then going to lead us on to the 288. No problem, my man, you're welcome. Auto brake reset, passing 10,000 feet, we'll get the landing lights on. Not going to put the speed brake on, so we're going to get down at ASAP. So 180 at 12, gusting 22, 10 statute miles, broken at 5,005 and at 25,000. That's fine for us. There's the decel point for 10,000 where the aircraft was slowed to 250. Following the VNAV path, the vertical deviation, which so far is on point 3.5 to 3.3, so just a little bit under. And then we'll follow the river down. I'll get the chart up. I can follow visually for the altitude, and that should be us all the way in. Okay, it's going to be a fast one as well. 146 plus 9 will be 155. Also brake number 3, which will set in. And apart from that, it should be a really nice approach. Okay, the 288 right hand turn. The deal. Then there's Megs, which is currently on the progress. Distance to go, 24 nautical miles to deal, 72 from the airport. Okay, 11,005. It's going to start to slow down now. 11,000, then 10 for deal. So we don't need to open up the speed brakes, the aircraft's going to level off. FMC speeds back in. Yeah, no problem, pal. Yeah, I'm sure we can fit it in at some point. As we're holding 10,000, 11,000, then 10,000 down for deal. That'll slow us down to 250. Then we continue descent, 7,006, all the way until we get to Fergie. Once we get to Fergie on that left-hand turn, that is where we will disconnect the aircraft on that left-hand turn and then fly it straight down into the river. Yeah, no problem, pal. If you just leave it down in the comment section, the flight, the aircraft, etc., airline, as long as it's a real world flight, it's no problem. Just drop it in and we'll fill it in at some point. Okay, 10,000 feet, engine start switch to continuous. Cabin can be notified now. So get ready for Washington. There's a runway as we then break into that right hand bend. After deal, Fergie, or Eddie, is going to take us to 320. There's a decel for the speed take for 25. Okay, idle power. And the aircraft will start its initial descent straight down to 3,000 feet. And you can see the runway right in sight. And we follow the river right the way down into 19. Okay, just passing now Dill. The aircraft's going to start to go into its initial descent. Speed brakes armed, doors are brake number 3, which is in. I'm ready to come in for the arrival. So we'll get the replay system in. A slight pause just for a second whilst the replay system kicks in. Okay, 230 holding. So I'm going to get the chart up that we need when coming down. 3000 recommended. Reservoir, it's going to be 60 ME, so we need to get the Washington image to 111.0. Yeah, I've just checked. So by 60 ME, we need to be 1800 feet. So I'll see you guys on the other side. I'm going to follow the chart down for the arrival. So we're just going to brake to the right, we'll follow the river all the way down. Right hand turn 320. Speed brakes armed. Okay, there's Fergie. Passing through 7005. Okay, big speeds. We've got flap steady, so 0 30 plus 9, which is going to give us 155. So here we go, I'll see you when we get down on the ground. There's a runway just over to our left. Should be over there somewhere. Over to 111, 60 ME, 1800 feet. Yeah, to fall out. That's what I'm just down now. Okay, so we are ready now to come in. Our decel point, speed intervention, Currently 10 nautical miles out. That's our flaps up speed. Engine lights, runway turn offs. Engine start switch is continuous. Passing through 5,000 feet now. Okay, there's a runway. There's 19 that we're going to fly into. The aircraft's going to come down to 3,000 feet. 4 nautical miles to go now. Then we're going to drop into flaps 5. Under 250 we can. Thousand feet. There's 3,000 which is checked. 1,000 to go. So 6 DME, 1,800 feet. 4 DME, going to be 1,200. And 3 is going to be 9. There's for Fergie, which come in under 210. Flaps 10. I've got the runway in sight. We spin round. Flaps 15, gear down. Okay, there's a river that we're going to follow. Get down 3 green. Two nautical miles to go. I'll just fly over now. Okay, flaps 30. 155, which is in. And we are ready to disconnect. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect the auto throttle and disconnect the autopilot. And now I have control of the aircraft. Okay, I'm going to swing in for the river. 6 DME is going to be for 1,800 feet. Okay, so landing checklist. Gears down 3 green, flaps 30, which is set. We are established we have the runway in our sights. Auto brakes number 3, 1,800 feet by 6 DME. Just going to follow the river. As you can see, there's the runway right there. By rivers, we're going to come up onto the side one and swing into that right hand turn at 2000 to get a bit of power in. Lift up just a little. You see we've got 32 knot winds. Okay, 6 DME needs to be for 1800. 4 DME needs to be 1200. Okay, so there's 1800 now for 6 DME. Four DME needs to be 1200. The 3 DME needs to be for 900 feet.
1,000.
1000 check. Okay, just lift up a little bit. Okay, there's 900. Continue to descend. Okay, there's a runway.
Sync rate.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, a little bit of a flow. We'll get it down. We've got max also brake number 3. Okay, speed brakes are up. Okay, reversers are active. Push forward on the column. Okay, manual braking. Reversers can be stowed. And welcome to Washington DC, guys. Oh, that was a really nice arrival. The visual was very, very nice. That was actually really, really cool. So speed brakes can be retracted. Caps can be retracted as well. A little bit jumpy over this side of things. Apart from that, it was very, very nice. Hope you guys enjoyed the arrival too. It's a little bit of a floaty, but coming in visually like that, that's a bit of a mad one. So as we just pass over, and now turn the landing lights which are off, runway turn offs, engine start switches, strobes can go to auto, as we now take this left to right. I'm just going to cross over here, so the active runway is not active. That is the arrival down for the visual into lovely Washington, guys. So I'll show you the arrival briefly as we come in, and then that will be it for this evening. So I'll just park up overside. Things again just a little bit choppy. We'll park up and we'll get everything all in. So I'm going to cut over. And I'm just going to swing in here. So do. So let's have a look and see how we did on the approach. Just wait for it to load up. 80 knots. Okay, let's go outside. Oh, it does that outside like that for what? Let's have a look. It's quite a banger, so we'll do it out on a wing view, that should be alright. There we go. Okay, so here we are, guys, for the arrival down into Washington DC on the visual. So I'll leave you with this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, if you enjoy the content, and I will see you for the next available flight on the channel. So stay safe, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.